Yes, dear students, in this particular session, I will discuss about some of the problems in the stress distribution in soil module, and I will also explain the Newmark's influence chart construction and how the Newmark's influence chart, which will be used in determining the vertical stress of under any loaded structure of any shape. Okay, so let us take numerical problems first, and we will try to solve these problems. Okay, so problem number 1, a concentrated load of 22.5 kilonewton acts on the surface of a homogeneous soil mass of a large extent. Find the stress intensity at a depth of 15 meters. Okay, and the first one, the conditions are directly under the load and at a distance, horizontal distance of 7.5 meters. Okay, 7.5 meters. Use Boussinesq equation. It is given in the given problem. Okay, that is nothing but what the datas which are pertaining to a concentrated load. Okay, concentrated load. Say this concentrated load which is acting on the surface. So Q is equal to 22.5 kilonewton, which is mentioned in the problem, and we are going to determine the influence of this applied load. Okay, that is at a depth of z is equal to 15 meter. So there are two conditions now. So first one, in the first case, directly under the load we are going to determine, so it is nothing but somewhere here. Okay, at this particular point. And the second, at a horizontal distance of 7.5 meters, so in the horizontal direction, so laterally, so this is the distance here. Okay, 7.5 meter horizontal distance that we are going to determine. So this is nothing but let us take the second condition as R2 is equal to 7.5 meter, and for the first one R1 is equal to 0. Okay, 0 meter. R1 is equal to 0 meter. It is nothing but along the line of action of the applied load. Okay, so this is the given condition. Okay, now we have the Boussinesq equation for point load. Okay, you can remember this equation. I think in the previous sessions we had enough discussions on this particular equation. So sigma z is equal to 3q divided by 2 pi, right, into z cube divided by r square plus z square to the power of 5 by 2. Okay, so this was the equation. So sigma z is equal to 3q divided by 2 pi into z cube divided by r square plus z square to the power of 5 by 2, right? Now if you substitute the first conditions, okay, first conditions, so that is nothing but what, q is equal to 22.5 kilonewton, which will remain as it is for both the conditions, whereas z is equal to, so q is equal to 22.5 kilonewton, z is equal to 15 meters, and r1 is equal to 0 meters. Okay, 0 meters. So if you substitute these in the equation, Boussinesq equation, so we will get sigma z is equal to somewhere around 47.75 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, 47.75 kilonewton per meter square. Just you can verify this answer. Okay, this answer for the case 1. Okay, directly under the point load, right? Now similarly we can have the second condition, which is nothing but what, the q will remain as it is, z also will remain as it is, so it is nothing but 15 meter only, whereas r2 value here in this particular case, so 7.5 meter away from the line of action, 7.5 meter we will take. Okay, so if you substitute again these parameters in the above equation, so sigma z value will be around 27.33 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, 27.33 kilonewton per meter square. You can verify these answers also. Okay, so this is nothing but what, the vertical stress, magnitude of the vertical stress, first one beneath the point load. Okay, and second one at a horizontal distance of 7.5 meter away from the point load. Okay, so this is nothing but what the solution for that. Okay, so now we will go further. So that is nothing but types of surface loads. Okay, types of surface loads in this particular module, the stress distribution in the soil. So we are going to take mainly, that is the first one, circular area carrying uniform pressure and rectangular area carrying uniform pressure. Although we have got different uh, configuration of loads, so line load of infinite length, strip area carrying uniform pressure, strip area of triangular shape, strip area loaded with embankment loading. So these are the different conditions in which the load that can be acted on the soil. Okay, so in this among this, so these two which is mentioned at the last are very much important as it is prescribed in your syllabus. So circular area carrying uniform pressure as well as rectangular area carrying uniform pressure, that we have to take and we have to discuss. Okay, now first let us have discussion on circular area carrying uniform pressure, right? So circular area carrying uniform pressure, again researcher Bosinesk has proposed the equation, okay, the stress equation for this particular condition, that is nothing but circular area carrying uniform pressure. He has considered the concentric circles about the point O. Okay, so number of circles he has considered, then taken the small strip of the applied load. Okay, so then he got the equations. So it is nothing but for the individual strip area. So over this particular A point, he calculated what is the influence of the applied load. Okay, loading intensity, applied loading intensity, that is nothing but Q per unit area. Then he integrated such numerous strips, okay, numerous area units. So then he got the final equation. Okay, so this final equation is nothing but what, sigma z is equal to q into 1 minus 1 divided by r by z square plus 1 to the power of 3 by 2. Okay, so this is nothing but what, the equation for the circular area. Okay, that is nothing but the uniform pressure of q intensity, okay, which is applied on a circular area, then the vertical stress will become this one. So vertical stress sigma z is equal to q into 1 minus 1 divided by r by z square plus 1 to the power of 3 by 2. Similarly, the another form of this particular equation we can observe. So it is nothing but what, you can take as an extra. So sigma z is equal to if into q, where q is nothing but what, the loading intensity, which you can see here outside the bracket. Okay, q. If is nothing but whatever the parameters which are mentioned here inside the bracket. Okay, so that you can take it as if. If is nothing but what, Bosinesk influence factor for circular loaded area. Okay, Bosinesk influence factor for circular, okay, uniformly loaded circular area, uniformly loaded circular area. Okay, circular area, right? So this is nothing but what, the if, the influence factor, right? So this is nothing but what, another form of this particular equation, right? Now we will further move and we will discuss a numerical problem on this uniformly loaded circular area. Okay, so the problem statement you can observe here: a circular area on the surface of an elastic mass of great extent carries the load, okay, which is mentioned here. This is nothing but uniformly distributed load 120 kilonewton per meter square. The radius of the circle is 3 meter. Compute the intensity of vertical pressure or the stress at a point 5 meter beneath the center of the circle using Bosinesk's method. Okay, using Bosinesk's method. So here the circular uniformly loaded circular area which is mentioned. Okay, the this circular area carries the loading intensity of 120 kilonewton per meter square. 120 kilonewton per meter square. So the radius of this particular circle is 3 meters. Okay. So radius of this particular circle is 3 meters, right? And we are going to determine the influence of this applied stress, okay, or loading intensity at a depth, okay, at a depth 5 meter, okay, at a depth 5 meter beneath the surface, okay, 5 meter beneath the surface, okay. So the radius of this loaded area is 3 meter, r value is 3 meter, z value is nothing but 5 meter, okay. Z value is equal to, so this is nothing but z value, this is nothing but what, r value, okay, r value, right, 3 meter. So q value is 120 kilonewton per square meter. So let us take the equation, okay, first equation. So that is sigma z is equal to q into, okay, q into 1 minus, okay, 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r by z, okay, r by z, the whole square, okay, to the power of 3 by 2, okay, to the power of 3 by 2. So this is nothing but to the power of 3 by 2. So this is the equation we have to consider, okay. So in this particular equation, q value is 120 kilonewton per meter square, r value is mentioned here 3 meter, z value is also mentioned 5 meter. If you substitute these values, so sigma z value, that is nothing but magnitude of vertical stress beneath the center of the circular loaded area, okay. So sigma z is equal to 44.3 kilonewton per square meters, okay, 44.3 kilonewton per square meter. So this will be the answer, okay. Just you have to substitute and you have to verify the answer, okay. So q is equal to 120 kilonewton per meter square, r is equal to 3 meter, z is equal to 5 meter. If you substitute these parameters, sigma z value will be 44.3 kilonewton per square meter, okay. This is nothing but what, the solution, okay. Now let us take another problem here. So a ring foundation is given, okay, is of a 3.6 meter external diameter and 2.4 meter internal diameter, okay. So there are two rings now, there are two rings, okay. So inner ring, which is having the diameter, which is nothing but what, it is a 2.4 meter, okay, 2.4 meter. Let me choose different color for this, okay. So 2.4 meter, right. So external ring is having 3.6 meter dia, okay, 3.6 meter dia external ring. So this is the internal one, okay, internal one, right. Now the applied pressure, uniform pressure which is applied in this, on this ring foundation, okay, uh, is 135 kilonewton per square meter, okay, 135 kilonewton per square meter is mentioned. We have to calculate the vertical stress at a depth of 1.8 meter directly beneath the center of loaded area, okay. So the center of the loaded area we have to take, okay, this one, which is at a depth of 1.8 meter, okay, 1.8 meter from the surface. So now we have to calculate what is the sigma z value here, what is the sigma z value here, okay. So we will take this condition, okay. We will consider the shape of the foundation also, so that is nothing but ring foundation. So we will discuss accordingly, okay. So here There are two rings. There are two rings. Let us have the inner ring radius. Okay, inner ring radius R1. Okay, R1 is equal, because radius is very much important for us to calculate the vertical stress. Okay, so R1 is equal to D1 by 2. Okay, D1 by 2. Okay, D1 by 2. So it is nothing but 2.4 divided by 2.4 divided by 2, which is nothing but what? 1.2 meter. Okay, 1.2 meter. Similarly, R2 is equal to D2 by 2, which is equal to 3.6 outer dia. So 3.6 divided by 2, which is nothing but 1.8 meter. Okay, 1.8 meter, right? Further, Z is 1.8 meter, right? Q is 135 kilonewton per square meter. Okay, just you can note down these values. R1 is equal to 1.2 meter, R2 is equal to 1.8 meter. These are the radius of inner and outer rings. So Z will remain same, 1.8 meter. Q will remain same, the uniform loading intensity of 135 kilonewton per square meter. Okay. So now we will substitute in the equation. So as there are two rings here, we have to use a technique by the help of which we can able to determine the vertical stress very easily. So what we have to do is nothing but we have to calculate the difference between the stresses which is induced by the outer ring as well as the inner ring. Okay, so this is nothing but what? The vertical stress ultimately we can obtain at the depth of 1.8 meter. Okay, to do this, so I will write the equation. Okay, as we are knowing, this is the generalized equation. So sigma z is equal to q into 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r by z the whole square to the power of 3 by 2. Okay, to the power of 3 by 2. So this is the generalized equation. Now if you take both rings, outer ring as well as inner ring, okay, so this equation will be, so sigma z equal to q into, q will remain as it is, okay, into, right, so 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r 2 we will have r2 by z the whole square to the power of 3 by 2, okay, to the power of 3 by 2, minus we have to take minus, again one more bracket we have to consider, 1 minus 1 divided by, okay, 1 plus r1 by z the whole square to the power of 3 by 2 we have to take, 3 by 2 we have to consider. Okay, just you can note this. So sigma z is equal to q into 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r2 by z square to the power of 3 by 2, okay, 3 by 2, minus 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r1 by z the whole square to the power of 3 by 2, where r2 is nothing but the radius of outer ring, r1 is nothing but the radius of inner ring, q is the loading intensity, as well as z is nothing but the depth. If you substitute all those parameters, the answer will be sigma z is equal to, it is 0.22, okay, 0.22, this is nothing but the bracket value, the whatever the values which are there inside the bracket, that value into q value. Q is nothing but what? 135 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, 135 kilonewton per meter square. If you take that, so 135 into 0.22, so it will be coming around 29.7 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, 29.7 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, so sigma z, this is nothing but the influence values, difference of the influence values. Let us take if, so into q q. Okay, q, so q value is 135 kilonewton per meter square. The final value is around 29.7, or even if you can get 30 also, it's okay, 30 kilonewton per meter square. So this is how the ring foundation problems that can be solved, worked out. Okay, so this is an exercise for you, you can practice so on your notebook. Okay, so what is that? So a ring footing which is given here also, of external diameter 8 meter and internal diameter 4 meter, rests at a depth of 2 meter below the ground surface. It carries a loading intensity of 150 kilonewton per square meter. Find the vertical stress at a depth of 2 meter, 4 meter and 8 meter along the axis of the footing below the footing base. Neglect the effect of excavation on the stress. Okay, neglect the effect of excavation on the stress. So the uh, solution, the answers which are mentioned here also, here there is nothing but along with the depth. Okay, depth, at a depth 2 meter you will be getting q or sigma z value is sigma z value, it is 39.6 kilonewton per meter square. At a depth 4 meter you will be getting the value of sigma z around 54.3 kilonewton per meter square. At depth 8 meter you will be getting the value of sigma z around 29.7 kilonewton per square meter. Okay, just you verify the answers after substituting in the standard Bose-Nash equation for uniformly loaded circular area. Okay, so this is an exercise for you that you can work out. Okay, now coming to the next one, that is uh, Newmark's influence chart. Okay, Newmark's influence chart. In the year 1942, researcher named Newmark proposed graphical solution for calculating the vertical stress under any shaped structure, under irregular shaped structure also. Okay, with this, with the help of this graphical technique, so we can calculate the vertical stress inside the loaded area as well as outside the body of the structure. Okay, so this is how it is that much useful. Okay, so here this Newmark's influence chart is mainly constructed based on the Bose-Nash equation for uniformly loaded circular area that we had discussed just now. Okay, so let us see, let us understand how the Newmark's influence chart is constructed first, and in the second phase we are going to solve one numerical problem with the help of the Newmark's influence chart. Okay. So now for the construction, so first phase I am going to discuss the Newmark's influence chart construction. Let a circular area of radius r1, okay, r1 you can see here in the diagram, loaded with uniform loading intensity q may be divided into 20 sectors. Okay, 20 sectors, right? So it is nothing but what, by means of the radial lines you can divide this entire circle into such sectors, you know. Okay, so if you are dividing 20 sectors, that means 20 radial lines are required. Okay, which are to be drawn from the point O. Okay, now vertical stress at O point. Okay, vertical stress at the center. Okay, and at a depth Z below its base for one sector area ABC, for one sector area ABC, right? ABC, just you can remember, this is the area we are going to take. Okay, so this is the area unit, right? Okay, OBC, its base for one sector area OBC it is. Okay, so sigma z is equal to q divided by 20. Okay, because if you are if you are applying 100 kilonewton per meter square, as we are having the 20 sectors, so this 100 kilonewton per meter square is going to be equally distributed among those 20 sectors. So therefore this is nothing but q divided by 20, it is taken here. Okay, so q divided by 20 into 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r1 by z square to the power of 3 by 2. The same equation which has been used here, that is nothing but the uniformly loaded circular area, the vertical stress for the uniformly loaded circular area. That equation is used here. Okay. Now the Newmark's chart, which consists of 10 circles, okay, and 20 radiating lines. Okay. So if you take the Newmark's influence chart, so this will be having 20 radial lines, okay, and 10 number of concentric circles, 10 number of concentric circles. Okay. So therefore this equation, that is nothing but what the sigma z value here, that we have to know, that is nothing but the characteristic of the Newmark's chart. Okay. So we have got another form of the Bose-Einstein equation while explaining uh, the vertical stress equation for uniformly loaded circular area. I had explained there another form of the sigma z equation. So sigma z is equal to if into q. Okay, if into q, where if is nothing but what, influence factor. Okay, influence factor. So if is taken here as the influence factor. So influence factor is equal to 1 divided by number of circles. Okay, number of circles into number of radiating lines. Okay, radiating lines. Okay, so number of circles into number of radiating lines. So this is nothing but what, there are I said, so number of circles are 10 and number of radiating lines are 20 here. Okay, just we will substitute, that is nothing but this value will be, so number of circles are there, so I have to substitute 10 here, 10 here. Okay, and number of radiating lines are there, I have to substitute 20 here. Okay, so 20. So 1 divided by 10 into 20. Okay, 1 divided by 10 into 20. So this value comes out to be 0.005. Okay, 0.005. This is nothing but what, the influence value. Okay, the influence value. Okay. Now if you substitute the same, okay, if value in this particular equation, what it will be, so 0.005 into q. Okay, so this is nothing but what, sigma z. So sigma z is equal to 0.005 into q. Okay, so in the above equation, that means in this particular equation, the first equation, I am going to substitute the left hand side is replaced now. Okay, 0.005 q is equal to q divided by 20 into 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r1 by z square to the power of 3 by 2. That means the remaining everything is going to be unaltered. Okay, it is going to be same as with the previous equation. So only left hand side is going to be changed. Now solving for r1 by z, okay, r1 by z, we have to get this particular value. We will be getting the value of r1 by z, that is equal to 0.27. Okay, 0.27. Just you note this value, 0.27, right? Now similarly, if you take the second circle, okay, if you take the second circle, again those second circle will be divided into 20 area units by drawing the 20 number of radial lines. Okay, so for this second circle, what we are going to do, the left hand side, okay, so it is nothing but what, going to be multiplied with 2. Okay, 0.005 q. Okay, only it was there for the first circle, now it is to be multiplied by 2 for the second circle. Similarly for third circle, it is going to be multiplied by 3, and fourth circle, this value is going to be multiplied by 4. Likewise it will go. Okay, 0.005 q into 3 into 4 into 5, like that it will go. Okay, so which means each area unit will produce a vertical stress equal to 0.005 q at a depth of z beneath the center, okay. So if we take that particular condition for the second circle, okay, second circle, so this is going to be 2 into 0.005 q is equal to q divided by 20 into 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 r1 r2 by z the square whole square to the power of 3 by 2. So remaining RHS is not changed here. Okay. So solving, we get R2 by Z, which is equal to 0.4. Okay, 0.4. In the similar fashion, we can work out R3 by Z, R4 by Z, R5 by Z, likewise. Okay, likewise. So by multiplying it with the uh, values 3, 4, 5 with 0.05q. Okay, 0.05q. Okay. So if you do that, so this will be the set of values we are going to get. So it is mentioned here in this particular table. Okay, so circle number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, you will be getting the different set of values. Okay, different set of values. But whereas 10 circle, if you work out, okay, the value of R10 by Z, okay, R10 by Z, R10 by Z is going to be infinite. Okay, it will be infinite radius. Okay, so this is nothing but what? R10 by Z. Okay, so the ratio of radial distance to radius to the depth is going to be infinite for the last circle, for the last circle. So that is also mentioned in this particular table. You can take these values, okay, which is mentioned in the table, right? Now, if you take these values, okay, values, okay, so try and we will try to calculate the radius, okay, for the different circles which are to be plotted here for the construction of the Newmark's chart, or for the preparation of the Newmark's chart. So now I have a table mentioned here. So circles, now circles which are mentioned number, so 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. So R by Z value, same values I have taken. So Z value, any arbitrary value you can take, you can choose here. So I have taken here Z is equal to 5 centimeter. Okay, for almost all the problems I am going to refer the same value of the Z. So Z is equal to 5 centimeter. Okay, if you substitute here Z is equal to R by Z value, you know that is nothing but 0.27. Okay, R by Z value, you know that is 0.27. Okay, so now Z value is equal to 5 centimeter, as I said, 5 centimeter. For this construction of the Newmark's chart, I am taking that value. So R value is equal to 0.25 into 5 centimeter. Okay, 0.25 into 5 centimeter. The answer is going to be 1 point, sorry, this is 0.27. Okay, 0.27 0.27 into 5 centimeter, so 1.35 centimeter, 1.35 centimeter. Okay, this value will be obtained like that. So similarly, you can work out and get the values of radius. Okay, for the second circle, for the third circle, for the fourth circle. Similarly, for the 10th circle, if you work out, so the for the 10th circle, as the R by Z value is infinite, R value is going to be also infinite. Okay, so there is nothing but what? Practically, it is not possible to plot the 10th circle because it is having infinite radius. Okay, infinite radius. So practically, it is not possible at all. So Newmark's influence chart, now it will be having only 9 circles. Okay, 9 circles. So plus 1, it is hypothetical one. Okay, so which can't be constructed at all because it is having the infinite radius. Okay, so 9 circles we can plot now with different with increasing radii. Okay, so these are nothing but what? In the form of concentric circles we have to plot now. Okay, by taking this radius, so 1.35, 2 centimeter, 2.6 centimeters we have to plot like concentric circles first. Okay, then through the center we have to draw the radial lines. Okay, through the center we have to draw the radial lines. So each radial lines, so that we want 20 number of radial lines. Okay, 20 number of radial lines here. Okay, so 20 number of radial lines means at an angle of 18 degree we can have. Okay, 18 degree. So this is one radiating line. Okay, this is the second, third, fourth, like that. So the angle subtended here is nothing but what? 18, 18, 18 degree. Likewise you can construct. Okay, 18 degree. So likewise you can construct Newmark's chart uh, for the calculation purpose. Okay, so now if we plot the Newmark's influence chart, various elements which are there on the Newmark's chart, which is mentioned here in this particular sample sketch. Okay, so this area unit is called as what? Mesh. Okay, mesh. So this also is called as what? One influence unit. Okay, one influence unit or mesh. Okay, so then eh, for all the problems we have to mention the influence value of this Newmark's chart. Okay, for this chart, okay, we have taken influence value of 0.005, 0.005, because it is nothing but what? 1 divided by number of circles into radiating lines, that works out to be 0.005. In the initial stage I had explained the same thing, so that also we have to mention on the Newmark's chart. Okay, so normally this Newmark's chart which will be prepared on the tracing sheet or a normal graph paper. So likewise in the exam also you will be having the normal graph sheet. So normal graph sheet, we have on the normal graph sheet you have to plot this Newmark's influence chart first. Okay, this Newmark's influence chart for solving any problems which are related to this Newmark's chart. Okay, so here one problem is there that we are going to discuss. Okay, a raft foundation of the size which is given in this figure. Okay, the raft size which is mentioned here, which carries a uniformly distributed load of 300 kilonewton per square meter. Estimate the vertical pressure at a depth of 9 meter below the point O, that means center. Okay, marked in the figure. Okay, it is not the center, it is here, this point. Okay, it is this particular point O. Okay, so this is nothing but what? The loaded structure. So this is nothing but the raft, the loaded structure. So we have to calculate what is the uh, vertical stress, magnitude of the vertical stress at a depth 9 meter beneath this point O. Okay, at a depth 9 meter beneath the point, due to the applied load of 300 kilonewton per meter square on this raft foundation, Okay, so as I said, first we have to construct the Newmark's influence chart by referring to that standard radius. By taking 5 centimeter depth, we have calculated all those radius, and we have plotted now. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to, for all the problems, so for example here in this problem he has asked to calculate the vertical stress about this particular point. Okay, so we have to draw this particular diagram. Okay, this particular diagram such a way that this O should coincide with our center. Okay, with center of the Newmark's influence chart. Okay, so both centers should coincide. So likewise we have to plot. Okay, so to do this one, scale is required. Okay, scale is required to plot this particular shape, because this is already fixed. Okay, the scale for the Newmark's influence chart is already fixed. We can't change this one. Okay, because it is nothing but what? The 5 centimeter is the depth we have mentioned, we have taken that one. Okay, so now we have to decide what should be the scale for this structure. Okay, for this foundation, raft foundation, that we have to get. Okay, that we have to observe. So to calculate the scale, what we have to do is nothing but, so this scale is equal to, okay, scale is nothing but what? Z is equal to small z centimeter. Okay, so z small z centimeter is equal to z meter, you take z meter. Okay, so z centimeter is nothing but what? 5 centimeter, so which is equal to, it is what? Depth, so 9 meter. Okay, so this is nothing but depth, just you take this as depth and this z as the scale, so of z. Okay, for the Newmark's chart which we have referred, so z is equal to small z, which is nothing but the depth. Okay, 5 centimeter is equal to 9 meter now. So 1 centimeter is equal to how much? So 1 centimeter will be equal to, so 9 divided by 5, so it's nothing but what? 1.8 meter. Okay, 1.8 meter. So 1 centimeter is equal to 1.8 meter. Just I will explain again. The scale is equal to depth, we have to evaluate. Okay, scale is nothing but z, capital Z. Okay, so that is equal to depth, so z is nothing but equal to depth, small z meter we have to take. Small, the z centimeter is nothing but what? So 5 centimeter that we have used for the Newmark's construction of Newmark's chart, which is equal to z meter. So it is nothing but what? 9 meter we have to take. Okay, 9 meter we have to take. So there is nothing but what? Depth, which is asked in the problem. Okay, so there, if you solve this, so 1 centimeter is equal to how much? 1.8 meter. 1 centimeter is equal to how much? It is 1.8 meter. So this same scale we have to take for drawing the loaded structure, okay, loaded raft foundation, keeping in mind that the center O should lie on the center of the Newmark's chart. So you can see here small the structure which has already been plotted here with the dotted line, okay, like this. Okay, I have highlighted here the loaded structure which has been drawn here by taking this particular scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 1.8 meter. So that means nothing but what? Here 9 meter is there, so that we have to convert. Okay, so that is nothing but 1 centimeter is equal to 1.8 meter. So 1.8 meter, that we are going to represent with the scale 1 centimeter. Okay, 1 centimeter. So 9 meter is equal to how much? So 9 meter, okay, it is equal to 5 centimeter. So 5 centimeter. So this side is going to be 5 centimeter. Likewise, you can first roughly sketch the loaded structure. Then we can have the same shape, okay, or structure on the Newmark's chart. Okay, in such a way that this whatever the point which has been asked should lie on the center of the Newmark's chart. For example, here if it is asked to calculate the vertical stress beneath this particular point, then we have to draw this particular shape structure such a way that this should be our center of the Newmarkian chart. Okay, like this. For example, it is going to be like this. Okay, in that particular condition. So likewise we have to draw. Okay, so this is going to lie on the Newmark's chart like this. Okay, so this is how we are going to draw, right? So now what we have to do is nothing but there is a one equation. Okay, so to calculate the vertical stress we have, so the vertical stress which is given here in this particular condition, so I will write here sigma z is equal to if into n into q. So this equation we have to use, where if is nothing but what? Influence factor. So influence value is what? It is going to be 0.005. It is constant for our case, our condition. Okay, so then q is what? So this is the if value. Q is equal to what? Q is equal to 300 kilonewton per meter square. That is nothing but applied stress. Okay, 300 kilonewton per meter square, which is given in this problem. Okay, then n is equal to what? N is nothing but the number of sectors which are covered in that structure. Okay, in that particular structure, inside the structure. So how much area is going to be covered, that we have to calculate. Okay, so like I will show you, we have to calculate this. Okay, so this as one sector. Okay, we have to write here. Okay, like 100% covered areas. Okay, then 75% covered sectors, then 50% covered sectors, then 25% covered sectors. Okay, so 100% means full sector. So this is nothing but what? This is full sector. So likewise, how much sectors are there? So 100%. So we have to number here. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, how much we have to count that one. Okay, so inside this shape only that we have to calculate. Okay, so likewise 75%. Okay, that means 3/4 of sectors. 3/4 of sectors means, in the sense, for example, this is the loaded area. Okay, this is the loaded area. Now you can see here, this portion. Okay, I will use different color here. So this particular portion is half covered. So this comes under 50%. Okay, 50%. Likewise, maybe this particular shape, okay, this particular area, next sector, so this comes out in the 75%. Likewise, you have to count how many sectors are there which is covered inside the loaded structure. Okay, so that is nothing but the raft foundation, loaded raft foundation. Now if we count, okay, here in this particular problem, so we are going to get, okay, 62 number of such sectors which will be available. Okay, 62 number of such sectors which will be available. So for your information purpose, so at the end what we are going to take, so this is nothing but 100%, 75%, 50%, as well as 25%. If you are taking, say for example 10 is there, here it is 9 you are getting, here it is 5, here it is 2 we are getting. To calculate the total, okay, total area units which is covered in the particular structure or the shape. So 10 into 1 we are going to take plus, okay, 9 into 0.75 that we are going to take 75% plus 5 into 0.5 we are going to take plus 2 into 0.25 we are going to take. So this will give you total number of sectors, okay, total number of sectors. So 10 into 1 means 100%, 9 into 0.75 means 75%, so 5 into 0.5 that is 50%, 2 into 0.25 that means 25% of the area units. So likewise we have to calculate. So for this particular problem, so similar way they have calculated, and the value appears to be here 62 such area units which are covered in this particular shape, okay, in this particular shape, okay. So you can manually count that one. So 62 into 0.005 that is IF value into Q is nothing but loading intensity 300 kilonewton per meter square. The answer is nothing but what, 93 kilonewton per square meter. So 93 kilonewton per square meter is nothing but what, sigma z value. So sigma z value is equal to 93, okay, 93, sigma z value is equal to 93 kilonewton per square meters, okay, kilonewton per square meter. So this is the final answer for this problem. So it is very simple problem. First we have to construct the Newmark's influence chart in a very accurate manner. So then we have to use the scale depending upon this particular formula, as I said. So z centimeter is equal to z meter, okay. So this is nothing but depth we have to take, we have to equate with the unit we have, the scale which we have used, 5 centimeter is equal to 9 meter here. So depending upon that, this scale is very much important, okay. Scale if you are taking wrongly, so entire problem it is going to be wrong, okay, you will end up with the wrong result. So here ultimately you have to take this scale and you have to draw this shape, okay. The same shape you can transfer here, okay, such a way that whichever the point they have asked, that should lie on this Newmark's center, that is nothing but Newmark's chart center. We have to coincide both. Then we have to count how much number of how many number of sectors which are covered in this particular portion, okay, that is nothing but area sectors which are covered there. So we have to, we can distribute or we can divide in counting, it will be helpful, 100%, 75%, 50% as well, 25%. Then I have already explained how to take the summation of that and how to calculate the total number of the area sectors. So then finally we have the simple formula, that is sigma z is equal to IF, sigma z is equal to IF into N into Q. So with the help of this particular simple formula, we can able to calculate the answer, okay. That is nothing but the magnitude of vertical stress. So this is how the Newmark's influence chart that can be used in calculating the magnitude of the vertical stress, okay, in for any irregular shaped building also, either inside the body of the structure or outside the body of the structure, we can able to calculate the magnitude of the vertical stress. So this is what the application of the Newmark's influence chart, okay. So with this I will wind up today's session. We will be meeting with some more topics in the upcoming sessions, okay. Thank you.